So first tool that we have for you tonight is thank you very much to Anthony Pham, who is sometimes here. He's one of the automation experts. He just happened to mention this one to me called Emma.ai. So I know that a lot of us are stuck in behind our computer screens and doing our meetings, etc. on Zoom. But some people still travel, hop in the car and travel to meetings. Anyone do that? Just give us a show of hand if you actually still travel. Yeah, there's a few of us here. So what Emma AI does is it is an app that is a Chrome extension, and you can add it to, when you add it to Chrome, it will connect with your Google Calendar and your Microsoft Calendar. And when people book appointments with you in your calendar, or when you add appointments in your calendar, then it also adds on the travel time. So, the time it's going to take you to travel to the appointment and the time to travel to your next appointment or back home again. So it adds that on, and you can add a buffer on either side as well too. So now you don't need to work out or calculate, how long it's going to take you to get to the appointment, when you need to leave. What MRAI does, it does all of that work for you. So it will give you that reminder when it's time to leave, and means that no one else can book into your calendar during that travel time. And if you've set a half an hour buffer before or after your meetings, means that people can't book into the buffer, which is calculated from your driving time. Normally the buffers in your calendar buffers from the time the appointment starts or when it ends. This one is from the time that your driving time starts or ends as well too. And it's clever enough, I understand, to know what the traffic's like as well too. Google Calendar has traffic times in there. I think the other maps do as well too. And so it will calculate that. So as if you got peak hour traffic, it will calculate those sort of times as well too. So there you go. There's an app there. There's a free trial with it as well too. So give it a go. See how it works. If you are sort of someone that does travel to appointments. So that one is called Emma.ai. Now these links we will drop into chat. If you're not sure where chat is, it's at the bottom of your Zoom screen. There is an icon. It looks like a speech bubble and it says chat. If you click on that, you'll see, you'll open up the chat and you'll see some people introducing themselves in there, and you will see this link as well. So you'll be able to save the chat at the end of the session with those three little dots at the very bottom of chat. And all these links will be there for you to click through to have a look at your leisure. Right, next app that we have is one called Bardeen.ai. This one's also courtesy of Anthony Pham as well, who gave me a bit of a download of some of his favorite apps and tools that he uses. So Bardeen is an automation tool. So some of you may have heard of Zapier. So Zapier.com is an app out there that connects one service or one online tool with another online tool. And it does things like, instead of having to double enter, let's say, customers' details into your CRM and into Xero or your accounting system, Zapier will just have you enter it in one place, and it will just populate through all the other places you need to enter it. So Bardeen is another tool, which is an automation tool. The difference being is that it is a Chrome extension. So, all of the processes happen in your browser, doesn't leave your browser and head into someone else's database, but it allows you to connect all sorts of apps to each other. So, for instance, if you're a Kindle fan and there is a new Kindle release of an author that you like, you can automate that to send you a notification. If you have attachments on emails, so you've got clients send you emails and you've got attachments on it, you want to save those attachments into a separate folder, then you can automate that as well too with an app like Bardeen. So, and all you do is once you log in, you set up your rules, and it really is, there's no code involved. It is a drag and drop system, and you're just telling it what you want to do with text or with drag and drop. So and it connects with hundreds and hundreds of tools that are out there. and it can do things like sort of help with workflows as well too. So for instance, if someone contacts you on LinkedIn, you can connect LinkedIn to then create a task in, say, Asana, or your or maybe sort of connect it to a spreadsheet, Google spreadsheet, so that you've got a record of all of your connections and people that reach out, and then you can create a pipeline or a workflow to go back up and reach out and contact them as well too. So lots and lots of integrations in there, but best thing to do is to download it. If you go to bardeen.ai, there is a link there to download it, and you can start to give it a go. You'll see there's an icon on my desktop here in the toolbar. You may or may not be able to see it, but once you click on it, it will bring up a screen there to help you with your automations. So give it a go. Let us know what you think of that. So that is bardeen.ai. All right, next one is breakcold.com. So this is a CRM with a slight difference in that it brings in messaging from emails and your LinkedIn feed and Twitter feeds. Anyone here use Twitter at all as a channel? Yeah, a couple of us. Yep. So Twitter and LinkedIn in particular is what this app uses. And so what it does is, if people message you on LinkedIn or Twitter, so you connect the two tools, when they message you, you can message them back from this one tool. You don't have to log into two other places. The other thing that I like about this is that you may choose to message them natively in the direct messaging portion of the social media platforms, or you may want to send them an email. So this platform here allows you to choose whether to send a message or to send them an email. Now, you may have been messaging them with direct messages, and then you've said, well, let's connect by email, or they've said, let's connect and meet, and you want to send them an email to do that. Then it allows you to do that. It means you're starting an email conversation, getting them off the social media platforms, so you can develop the relationship off the platforms. So some people use it for their sales pipelines. So they'll connect with people on, say, LinkedIn or Twitter. They'll have the conversation, and they progress it through to the point where they're interested in their products and services. So then you can progress them off the platform into email, but it always keeps a record of the entire conversation in email and in LinkedIn or Twitter, so you've got it all in one place. The other thing you can do is you can hand off your conversations to someone else. So if you have a VA who is assisting you, maybe the VA started the conversation, or maybe it's got to the point where you've got a VA there to assist and help you with onboarding. And you can hand off that conversation for that part of it to your VA. Once they've finished their part of it, then they can hand it back to you as well too. So interesting little CRM there, which is links into your social media platforms, or in particular Twitter and LinkedIn, and connects with your email. So that's worth having a look at and worth investigating, particularly for those that are on that LinkedIn platform. All right, next one I have for you is Loop Genius. This one is interesting. So if you haven't seen this before, definitely worth a play. You may have noticed there are lots and lots of AI tools that are hitting the marketplace at the moment. This is one that came through to me. I was introduced to it through, interestingly enough, an email series that I get about ChatGPT prompts. And so what this does is, if you've got an idea for business and maybe you want to test it out, see whether it's got legs, whether it's a viable proposition, or maybe you've got a side hustle, what this does is it allows you to set up or certainly set up a website, like a basic website, to promote the product or service you've got, or the idea that you've got. And then it will start to build a loop there. They call it loops of marketing. So, whether your platform that you're using is, Instagram or YouTube or email or Facebook, then you can have a marketing sequence in that, and it will progress people through that marketing sequence. Not only will it do that, it will also look for potential customers for you on those networks and those platforms. What do you need to do with it? Not much. Once you've set it up, it will just go out and do that. And it's almost like a business on autopilot. So it is pretty incredible what it can do. And the reason why it came through on the ChatGPT forums, I think, is that there are people building businesses on ChatGPT and automating the whole system. And this one here is one that'll do that outside that platform. I think they do have connections into ChatGPT as well too, for those that are into that tool. But well worth, if you've got either a product in your business you want to try out and see whether it's got any traction, or you've got a side hustle, try this. It really is a cool little marketing tool that really sets it off on autopilot. It's now you get a free trial with it, and so the free trial really is enough there to get you going to see how it works. So I give you a trial for the first 100 customers, but after that, pricing is up pretty good as well too. New concept. And it's obviously a startup that's not been around for long, but yeah, have a look at it. I really found that a really interesting tool. And the thing I like about it is you don't have to do too much work. It just happens in the background. All right, this next one is not a cool online tool. In fact, it's a frightening prospect. And I thought I'd bring it to your attention because someone else brought it to my attention about why it's so important to keep your websites secure. So I often hear people, particularly those that have their websites hacked. So we do deal with our hacked websites here. We do fix them up, restore them, and get them back into a proper usable state, and then secure it against other future incursions. But in Hacker News, so this is the hackernews.com. I'll drop the link in for the full link here. But what they're talking about is a new piece of malware that emulates a shopping cart on websites. So if it gets into your website, if there's a way to get into your website, this is a piece of what they call JavaScript, and it overlays itself over the top of your shopping cart. So if you are selling things, whether you're selling events, programs, if you've got an e-commerce store, if it's just a service that you're selling, what this script does is when people go to check out, it pops up in front of the real shopping cart. People enter their details in and hit submit. And then what it does is it comes back and says there's been an error with your submission, and so do you want to try again? So you click the try again button, and it disappears, and the real shopping cart comes up. And so people enter their details into the real shopping cart and complete their purchase. What's the purpose of this here again? Actually, there's one other feature with this as well too. It records or it drops a cookie in the browser there, which means that if you come back to the site again, or you try to check out again, you will never see this again. So you'll never see this, shopping cart phishing malware again. So what it's doing is it's capturing your credit card details. So it's a really elaborate phishing scam. Captures your credit card details or the credit card details of your customers to go and then use that for their own purposes. So they're not capturing the funds for a purchase here, they're only catching the credit card details. And then you'll find that they're spending it in New York for dinners, or there are fraudulent transactions that happen on the cards. So why is that important to know about? Well, one is to be vigilant when you're on other people's shopping carts, just to make sure that you're not victim of it. But more importantly, if you run a website and you're allowing people to check out on it to buy products and services, and you're not keeping up to date with the security of it, then potentially you could be liable for the losses that are incurred by customers on your website by virtue of not having a reasonable security to keep this piece of malware out. So so that's the implication for you running sites. So apart from just affecting your reputation, there is a liability issue there with if you're running a website, a website. So reason why I mention that is that, again, security is really important when it comes to your websites. If you think, why would anyone want to hack my website? There's nothing on it, or you don't get sort of enough traffic, or it's just a small business. The reason why is that they are able to steal information and use it for other purposes. So you do need to really pay attention to keeping your sites secure. So there you go. That is from Hacker News, and I bring that not as an app, but just as something to be aware of with your websites, and to ensure that you keep a regular audit of what's happening on your website and keep it secure. And that there would be a total roundup of our cool online tools for this week. So interested to know what your favorite is, or which one of those there sort of piqued your interest, or maybe we'll take you down that rabbit hole to help you to avoid doing any work, help you to procrastinate. Just drop into chat. Which is your very favorite tool? Which one will keep you sort of busy and occupied for the maybe a few hours? All right, so we had some votes there for what, Loop Genius, Bardeen. Any others there that you're interested in? Just drop it into chat. Break Cold, Bardeen. Probably all of those tools are with them. In fact, there are only four tools there. The other one was really just a keeping a check on your website security. All of the above. I love that. Check them all out. Excellent. Well, there you go. That's a roundup of the cool online tools for today. As ever, if you like them, if you've got any interesting use cases, let's drop them into Business Owners Smashing It Online Facebook group. Or if you want to shoot me a message, I'm always interested to see how you use them as well too. And if you've got a tool or an app that you think should make the cut here, let me know. And happy to credit you with the person that's introduced it. And always good to help me as I'm trawling the internet, looking for some of these interesting tools as well too. So yeah, shoot me a message. I'm on pretty much every platform, so you'll find me on all of them. I check them all. Should be a tool for that. Actually, there was a tool for that, for checking all the platforms, but that tool no longer works. So I'm looking for a tool that I can bring in all of those channels all in together. So if you happen to know a tool that allows you to check all of your channels all in the one place, let me know.